first meeting? Was the message trying to be sent today?
Yeah, I think you got to give them credit. They were a shock to the league last year. That's the way they played. Mike Brown's done a phenomenal job. They got a lot of guys, and then for us to come out here and kind of set that tone, outside of the last, I think, 3 or 4 minutes, to hold them to 100, 102. That's not bad. It's not bad, So it's a great win for us. We haven't beaten them in a little bit, I think. So I think it was good to get this win for sure.
Finish with 23 threes in this one. Let's talk about just the offense was flowing tonight. What was working?
Just continuing to push the pace, when they want to help, on different drives. Just making the right play, and I think it was great that it was everybody. I think Max really came in and set the tone, just coming out aggressive, shooting with that of conscience, and everybody else kind of followed. And that was really what helped us in that first quarter. If we don't make the threes we make, I think we made 8 to their 6 or something like that. So if we don't do that, we're down. You know what I mean? So that really set the tone, and just continue to play free, move the ball, and go from there.
You guys have just continually climbed up the standings the past month and a half, and tonight with this win, popped the Bucks in second in the East. How does that sound?
It's good, but it's February. At the end of the day, we just trying to continue to play the way we've been playing. It's crazy. I mean, no disrespect to a lot of you, but a lot of y'all were in here. When we were down and out. So that's always a good sign when the locker room's packed. So I think the biggest thing is just playing as a group, man. Just staying here, being cohesive as a group. I think it's going to be talked about. We're going to 2-seed this and that, but at the end of the day, it matters where we are come April time and how we finish. So this is great. We're playing great basketball, but my biggest thing and our biggest thing is how do we keep going? How do we get better? How do we improve continuously every day?
I don't want to call this a turnaround, but just this rise that you guys have been on, has any aspect of this surprised you?
No, I think, it's just we're finding each other. I think, like I always say, I think it surprises everybody else because there's a lot of guys that people don't really, see on a daily basis. You got Sam Merrill, coming up, Craig Porter, you got Dean Wade stepping up, obviously George and Max and Vert, everybody that, we've had. Isaac's been phenomenal. We can go down the line. Everybody's risen to the occasion when the number's called, so I think for us it's, continuously just, we've seen it in camp, we saw it during summer workouts, and the biggest thing now is just trying to find it, together as a group. We've done it in spurts where I've been out, DG and Ed been out, Karis has been out, Isaac's been out, Jay has been out, there's been so many different things, and now we're seeing how deep of a team we are, and now, heading into All-Star break, we're playing good basketball, we're going to keep going, and then once All-Star break's over, the last 25 games or so, continue to push forward.
You mentioned Max's impact and what he brings on the three-point range, but we saw him get a couple steals. We saw him do a lot of different things that impact the game. What does he bring, not only confidence-wise, but just to the organization as a whole?
He's a winner. He set the tone when he did the beep test and blew it out of the water. He kind of sets that mindset. And sometimes, he doesn't get enough credit. Everybody looks at him as just a shooter, but he does so much for us. His mindset, his effort. His defensive effort is something that's really shocked me, and I didn't know he was that good of a defender, and just being able to, be in the right spots and play winning basketball. I always you come from that Heat culture, it's in your blood, but for him, just continue to find ways to impact the game. I think I took a bad three on Fox. They could have came down. I think I made it a really close game. They were on the run, and for him to get that steal and lay it back in, push the lead back up, it's a deflating feeling for the other team. So just continue to do things like that. He did it twice. So just trying to find ways to impact the game and make winning plays, and that's what he brings for us.
How many times have you pulled off that self-rebound, put-back play?
A few times in high school, but I've never thrown it with my left hand. I think that was what shocked me. If I had thrown it with my right, I probably would have tried to do something a little too wild. So I'm glad just trying to get it there with my left hand, and sometimes you just make shit up.
Do you think Max takes offense to that, just a shooter stereotype?
I wouldn't say offense. I would say the word would be just motivates him. It's kind of one of those things where he just was like, all right, I'm labeled as this, but there's so much more to this game, and I didn't know. You know what I mean? Shout out to D Wade, my bad. And I think he used that as fuel. And we see that in his work ethic. He's always in the gym. I'm always trying to beat him to the gym. You know what I mean? And there's always a layer of a winning mentality with whatever he does, and I think that's really where that comes from. Is obviously people think he's just a shooter, but for him to continue to, whether it's come off pick and roll, making the right passes, defending, getting steals, he does everything that we need him to do.
The Kings are The Kings are such a such an offensive-minded team, moving at a fast pace. How important is it for you guys to not only play your game, but also to show that you guys are also still a defensive-minded team?
Well, I think the way they play, I think it kind of helped with us, because we're starting to play. I wouldn't say to that extent because they move and shoot a lot, but I think for us is, it kind of helped us, just continue to get on the brakes once they miss, continue to go, because it's hard to run both ways. It's hard to run, on offense and then get back on defense. That's just tough, So I think for us, once we got the stops or even got the makes, there was a possession where, in the first quarter, I think all four of our guys were. I think right when I got the four-point play, I'm clapping to get the ball because I understand, they're making shots, they're moving, but it's hard to get back on offense. And then on the defensive end, not hanging your head when they make shots. Understanding that they're gonna make threes. That's what kept them in the game the first quarter, really the whole game. But continuing to, keep your mindset and keep your head because those 3-pointers can be deflated.
Last question.
It was reported that you're going to be in a 3-point contest. What about the contest made you want to really go?
Sam didn't want to do it. Sam, my man Sam, I tried to get him, but he wanted to chill with his family, so I figured, why not go out there and win it for him, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Do you like your chances?
Of course. I don't think I'm labeled as the shooter like the guys who are in it are, but I believe I can go out there and win it, so that's what I'm going to go out there and do.
All right. Thanks, Donovan.
Appreciate it.
Thanks,